Hello Prepsters, Jai Hind. Welcome back to our wonderful channel Math Tips. So in this video I am going to tell you all what happens in an interview of SSB or how the interview in an SSB flows. So by watching this you will get a brief idea about on what aspect you have to prepare for the interview or how to deal with the interview. So as the clock is ticking, without wasting our time, let's begin. So the first thing before the interview starts is the waiting time, and it is optional also because this depends upon the interviewer. If he wants the candidate to wait, then he will make him wait for 5-10 minutes in the waiting area, and if he wants to take the interview directly, then he can also take. So if you are given the waiting time, then you will be given a waiting area and you will be waited there for 5-10 minutes. And this waiting time is also important because the interviewer can ask questions that what you are doing in the waiting area. And if you have hobbies and interests like reading books, reading newspapers and getting aware about the surroundings, then it is expected from you that you must know this thing because there are newspapers kept in the waiting area, like 7 to 8 newspapers both in English and Hindi. And if you have hobbies like this, then it is expected from you that you should know the news. And if you can answer in positive way to the interviewer, then it will have a good impact on the interview. So after this waiting time, the casual conversation or the real interview will start. So as soon as you will enter the interview room, you have to stand parallel to the chair on which you have to sit and then greet the interview good morning, good afternoon according to the time, and then ask the permission to sit, and when he gives, then sit on the chair. And after this, the casual conversation will start, and this will be around for 10 to 15 minutes. The purpose of the casual conversation is for comforting the candidate for the interview. And the questions comprising of this casual conversation are what you are doing in the waiting area, from which place you are coming or from which station you took, and which is the mode of transport you took for coming to the SSB center, from where you have prepared for your written exam and how you cleared the written exam. So this type of questions will be comprising of this conversation, and these questions will be of general type. So the importance of the casual conversation is that you can have a good impression at the starting of the interview only. So if you will give positive, confident and to the point reply, then it will have a very good impact at the starting of the interview, and by which you will be fully confident for the next stages or for the next part of the interview. So now the real interview will start, and that will be started by the CIQ. So first of all I will tell you what is CIQ. So CIQ is nothing but comprehensive interview questions. So these are the bundles of questions, and this bundle comprises of 10 to 15 questions, and this CIQs will be in two, the first CIQ and the second CIQ. In the CIQ, the interview will ask this comprehensive interview questions or the bundle of 10 to 15 questions directly in a single room, and then you have to keep 2 points in mind. That is, you have to give answer in a chronological order. That is, the order in which the questions are asked by the interviewer, in that order only you have to give the answer. And number 2, when you are giving answers to the questions asked by him, then he will counter question your answer. That is humanly nature. So if he will counter question, then you have to give the answer to the counter question, and when your answer will be stopped, you have to start from where you stopped in this CIQ. The order you have to maintain. He is seeing that how attentive you are. So you have to maintain the chronological order, and when he is counter questioning and when you are giving the answer to the counter question, and when that phase is finished of counter questioning and counter answering, then you have to start from where you stopped in this CIQ. You have to maintain the order. So, but if you will forget the order, then you have the liability to ask one time. You can ask one time because it is normal for human to forget. So more than one time you cannot ask, it will have a bad impression on the interview. So one time you can ask, and this 2 CIQs will get completed in 10 to 25 30 minutes. So these times are according to the ideal interview. But if the interviewer wants to take more time, so he can extend this time to more. So after these 2 CIQs, the last thing is you can also ask the question from him if he wants. If he gives you permission that okay, the candidate can ask the question, then you can also ask the question from him. So this is all about what happens in the interview. Real time, casual conversation, 2 CIQ. This is the important part of the interview. And then this casual thing. So this is all about the interview, and this is the ideal interview. So these things can change if the interviewer wants. So I think I have given you all the thing which happens in the interview, and in the next video I will give you the detailed questions which the interviewer asked me and many candidates. So wait for that video. Until then, prepare hard and check.